Hi, I'm Victoria Newman here at Silver Spring Foods, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make the ultimate charcuterie board. The main component of a charcuterie board is going to be your cheeses. We recommend going with 3 to 5 cheeses because odd numbers tend to be visually appealing compared to even numbers. So I've got a nice brie wheel here, a nice soft spreadable cheese, and then I've got a 7-year aged cheddar. I've got a Manchego cheese here. It's got a really beautiful rind on it, so it's going to be really good for the board to be able to show people this rind. Then we've got a soft goat cheese, and we have a dill Havarti. And now next up, I'm going to show you how to plate and prepare all of these different types of cheeses. So for the brie wheel, what you want to do is you just want to cut a few slices out, just like this. And then you can plate it on your board and pull out the brie wheels. And then you're going to plate it with a little knife, and then you're going to just encourage your guests to do the same thing and take the brie out themselves. Next, with block cheeses or cheeses that come in a square like this, you're going to just cube it for easy snacking. So next I'm going to plate up this goat cheese. It's really beautiful. It's got a lot of herbs in it. So I'm not going to do anything to it. I'm just going to place it on my board, and then you're just going to leave a cheese knife so your guests can serve themselves. Next up, I have a 7-year aged cheddar. So this is going to crumble really nicely. So I'm just going to start cutting into it, and then I'm going to crumble it with my hands once I get some rough slices. So next up, I've got this really beautiful Manchego, and this technique that I'm going to be doing is really fun. We're going to be doing alternate triangles, and it makes a really cool looking pattern on the board. So first up, I'm just going to slice along with the triangle and just kind of make these nice triangles. And do that along the whole wheel of your cheese. So now once you have your Manchego all cut into these nice little triangles, you're going to lay them on the board opposite of one another, and it's going to make this really fun pattern. And what's really fun about this technique is that beautiful rind that was on the Manchego is still showing to your guests. So now that we've got all the cheeses plated, this is just going to become the focal point of our board, and next up I'm going to show you how to plate your meats and your accoutrements. All right, now that we have our cheeses plated, we're going to go on to our cured meats. So first, we recommend getting a different selection of cured meats, just like with your cheese. So we have a nice prosciutto, a nice Italian dried salami, a thicker cut chorizo, and this nice mild coppa. So first up, we're going to start with the Italian dried salami, and we're going to actually be making a salami river across our board. So what you want to do is you want to take the thin salami, you're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to fold it in half again. And you're just going to repeat that process with your salami and kind of put them in stacks like this. Now that we have our salami river finished up, I'm going to show you guys a really good technique to finish off the rest of our salami. So thin cuts of meat like this you can make a rose with. So you're going to take any short glass like this and lay your meat across the rim. And you're going to have them overlay each other and just keep doing that in a sequential pattern. All right, now it's for the really fun part. Now that I've got my salami all the way around the cup, you're going to very gently flip the cup in the place of your board that you want it, and then gently remove, and you've got a nice salami rose. All right, so next up, I'm gonna plate my prosciutto, and with meats that are in long ribbons like this, I'm just going to kind of gently fold them and place them on the board. So next, for thicker cuts of meat like this chorizo here, I'm just going to naturally place them somewhere on the board. All right, now for our last meat, this mild coppa here. Just like the Italian salami, it's really thin, so I'm gonna do the same technique of folding it in half and then folding it in half again, and I'm gonna make little stacks of those. All right, so once I folded up all the mild coppa, I just bunched them up along this brie, so any spot on your board that you've got enough space, you can kind of just put them into bunches and lay them out on your board. So next up, we get to add all of our goodies. Some things I recommend to add in addition to your meats and cheese on your charcuterie board: fresh fruit, dried fruit, nuts, mustards, prepared horseradish, honey, jams, preserves, and a good amount of crackers. So what we have here is an assortment of olives, some fresh and dried fruits, we've got nuts, crackers, and then of course we have Silver Spring cranberry horseradish. We have Silver Spring stone ground mustard and Silver Spring everything bagel mustard. So now I'm just gonna fill any open space on my board with all of these extras. Then, just as a nice little finishing touch, I have these cute little signs that are going to tell my guests what the different types of cheeses that I have on my board are. So I'm just gonna place those by each cheese. And now that our board is full, it's ready for your guests to eat. And that's how you make the ultimate charcuterie board.